YouTube. Today I'm going to look for some gold. I need some gold. I'm obsessed with eating gold, but I got no road to find it. So I've stuck a lot of every one of these rams has been put on a power supply, and it says push the power into the ram through the positive electrode, and it has created a lot of problems. Wait, it's not problems. It has pushed out the gold. It's got all these half pie, half done, half good. Pie means good in Maori. So if anyone talks about pie, it means good. So half pie means short for half pie, half good. So it's half done, half, got the gold material. I prefer to call the gold particles nanoparticles, because they are very tiny. This light reflection. Floating on top of that is a solution. Seems to be easy with the human eye. He also, there was some floated to the top. So I just spun the lid, and now it's gone throughout. If you look down the bottom, there is 1 inch or 1 centimetre. So this is a nice big jar. It's approximately a 2-foot jar, or maybe it's 1 foot. Let's have a look. Yep, 1 shoe, 1 foot. Okay, so I've put some salt in. I've used my Stirry Dwang and Stirry Magoo. I've stirred it. I have a plug. It's off, and I had an old flat screen LCD, and I have a power supply which has 12 volt output, so that sounds like a lot, but it has 4,170 milliamps, so it has amperage. That to me means it has current speed of current, and speed of current is great. So then you find the end, there's a wire, and then there's a outer wire of that, and that to me is the positive electrode, the positive current, and the other is the negative current. This is not a 3 one where it has a earth as well. There's usually 3 wires on high voltage. 12 volts is a lot of power, but if it's not using, then it's not really using much. However, this is very burst because of the plastic insulator. And so if you have the negative electrode collecting the gold, then your copper thing will collect the gold into it. So anyway, in here in the sink, it's a round chip. Because it's a wet area and electrical, you must be careful not to have it on and be in contact with it, because your body can act as earth. And that's bad, because you will get a little boring towel going through your body through where you're contacting the electric supply. So if I put my finger in there while it's going, I will be electrified, and the power will strive to run through my body and burrow its way through to my heel where I'm earthed. So that's why I wear these really dumb rubbery shoes, so that I'm not earthed, but I don't want to be handling live voltage. So I've coloured a wire screw, which I tightened onto the original wire, as a disposable wire, so that as the positive electrode breaks down the copper into end wire of the positive electrode, as it breaks down, because it does, I could put a pencil lead on it, and it will just emit positive. And if I tie the pencil lead onto the gold will have the energy go into the RAM or electrical device, and it will cause what's happening here. All these other little metal prong things have come off. And I've used a peg to anchor the copper wire directly to the gold to cause it to push the gold off of it. So there is gold in there. So the way to get it out is simply find that copper wire, make sure it's a nice strong copper wire. So, you know, there's no power supply on. I recommend it to unplug it as well. So you clean that wire, and the negative electrode is the collector. I use a copper collector because gold collects the copper. But it's in it, and it gets carbonated. So it needs a really good clean every now and then so that you can see what the original is. I'll give it a bloody good clean later, but I'm going to switch that onto the positive later, push the gold back out into solution, and look crappy like that, or beautiful like this. You have to wash the salt out. So what you do is let it settle, then you tip off the crappy high ppm monoatomic, very fine, which is actually better for humans to absorb if you're consuming it. But I want to get the salt out, so I wait till it's clear, see tomorrow, and then I tip off the clear stuff, and it goes down to the sea, goes back to God, you know. But the salt came from the sea, goes back to the sea. Put some clean water in and just let it settle again until it's clear, then tip it off. Do that about 3 times, so 3 days. Then, yay, gold dust. You can dry it out somehow with a vacuum, one of those vacuums that can handle water. Put a filter in, so like a coffee filter. Put the damp gold particles in it. Then the vacuum drops into the bucket, all the wet, but the gold stays in the coffee filter. You can just take it out, it'll be dry. You can consume some will just not break down because it's too thick. You can sell it, or whatever. I like to smelt it into a coin, and then burn that coin with a propane flame until the white gold almost comes out the other side of the coin. But that's the family secret. Now you will know the secret to the gods. Oh, they're not gods, they're dead. They were the pharaohs who worshipped God and used conduction to connect to God, to speak to God. So that's the mana secret. Alright, so this jar's probably got some floating around in it still. So I must get this wire, find the gold source, stick it to it, directly on it, and then peg it down. Alright? Then stick that in your saline solution. Saline means salt water. And you keep it away from the negative. You don't let the positive and negative ever cross, or it will blow your transformer, this thing. So just hold on a second while I put you down just for a couple of seconds while I peg on this thing. I'll get you back right again. So that's a transformer. And I have the wire on there. So the gold that it's connecting to, it will degrade it down into gold colloidal. So that's the positive electrode. Now the negative electrode is a emitter. But I don't like the dirty wires. I just like the clean copper. So I keep the copper out of the dirty wire. I've got the silvery wire that comes from the base. It'll never degrade down, but what I want is the copper to be the exposure to the solution. Right, so I'm going to switch it on, keep clear into jump and run. Nope, there's no bang, so that's good news. No bubbles coming out of the positive hardly. Okay, beg your pardon, there was some. And you'll see the negative electrode has bubbles. So that's releasing hydrogen and converting the salts into sodium hydroxide. Given 2 to 3 days, it could be sodium hydroxide. But while it does that, the gold is now coming off of the round chip. Come back later and I'll explain this.